This is going to be an alcohol stove.
I'm Jeff.
And I'm Jack.
And we're two old farts in the woods.
We'll need a piece of wicking from a lantern that's been cut in half, some JB Weld, some copper tubing, and a jar of some sort with a removable top that you can drill a couple of holes in.
Jack's being crafty.
What you're going to want to do is fill this with sand because you're going to be winding it into a coil, so you don't want it to crimp. I've already sealed this end off. I'm going to use a funnel to put sand in it and then seal this end off. Now I'm going to bend this, now that it's full of sand, I'm going to bend it around this. And I'm going to do it a little bit off center so I can curl this one side around and the loop will end up being close to the middle. Alright, got that far.
Man, that sand is really working and not letting that pipe
and you want to bend it
up
all the way around like so. Alright. In the loop, I'm going to smash it down a little bit more narrow so that it will fit as it's supposed to on the top of the jelly jar. There we go. Perfect. Now we're going to dump out the sand and drill a little hole right here where the gas will be able to vaporize. Then we can trim this down and get our holes drilled in the jelly jar top. See, I've already cut off one side. What you want it to be is where when you drill a couple of holes in the top of your jelly jar, it's going to stick down through there just a little ways, and then the wicking is going to go in there. And that's how it's going to work. It's going to mark where I'm going to drill my holes. Put that one right there and that one right there. The holes just have to be big enough for this to fit around, and we're going to seal it up with a JB Weld. The bench here has a little hole so I can drill through there and get that in place. Woo, there it went.
All right, kind of broke through all at once there. So that's where the copper tubing is going to go through, right?
Exactly.
Inside the jar. Okay, can do the other side?
Yep. All right, good to go.
All right. Wow, that stove is really starting to take shape there.
The next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our wicking and we're going to put it up in here. It should go up to around halfway up the loop, and the rest of it will hang out the bottom, and that's what will draw the alcohol up in here to vaporize. As you can see, I've already got this one done. I'm going to go ahead and put this in. The easiest way to get it in there is just to kind of twist it. And
so it's a wick you're putting up in there right now?
Yeah, it's a wick from a lantern the wick has been cut in half.
Yeah.
And just to get it narrow enough to get it up in here, you want it to go about halfway up the outside of the loop. And twisting it is really the easiest way to get it in there.
Can you point again to where you want to get the wick to in the loop?
Yeah, you want to get it up to about right here, about halfway up the loop on either side.
Okay, cool. Okay, so we're going to drill a hole in the tubing there, and the reason we have the tape on it is so the drill bit doesn't wander around. It stays in one place and goes into the copper tubing. A little easier anyway.
So now I'm going to take some JB Weld here, seal these up real good, and once that sets, it'll be good to go because I've got my hole right there. It'll be a beautiful thing. Better too much than not enough.
Exactly. Equal parts, right?
Yep, equal parts.
Okay.
And draw it back just a
The
little
one that
bit.
looks like the white toothpaste there is a little bit more, I don't know, a little bit more trouble pouring than the black one.
A little bit, but you know.
Guys, make sure you do this in a ventilated space. This
Yes.
stuff smells really strong.
We have doors open and
A fan going and garage doors open, so we're all good. Give it a little stir, and then we're going to use it to seal up those copper rods.
You want to do both sides, the top and the bottom. I'm getting this together right here.
So I guess the reason we're doing this is so the fumes of the alcohol don't evaporate through those holes and can come up the tube. Is that the?
That's part of it,
Thinking about
yeah.
this?
So it won't evaporate, and so that it'll last longer. without
Science and
evaporating.
stuff. Cool.
Yeah, words. Okay, we got some alcohol in it, and all right, now we're gonna heat this up, and it's gonna vaporize the alcohol, and we should get a flame here in just a minute. There we go. All right.
Now,
And it's still getting started.
so it may go out. But the idea is if I'm not mistaken, is when that starts, it'll heat the coil, which will keep the
Right.
momentum going with the gas.
Correct.
With it vaporizing and then coming out through the hole again.
Yeah, I think we need a little bit more heat. Make sure those
Yeah, I'm going to fire it up this time.
tubes get nice and hot, and that way the flame can keep the tubes hot. There we go.
All right. I think that's got
Okay,
it.
yeah. That'll
Wow.
work.
That is really going. Holy
So,
cow.
yeah.
Woo!
So that's the whole thing. It's got a hell of a big flame there.
Yeah. We could put that under some ceramic pots and try like a ceramic heater with it.
Absolutely. And
Or a pot stand to cook on.
absolutely, it'd be great for a lot of different things. So, there it is. And this is the first one we've ever made, and I think it turned out pretty good.
And easy.
Two old farts in the woods.